youth unemployment is extremely a major challenge for the country. And it should be a major concern of our economic policy thinking about inclusive growth, those who use the term, and those who use radical economic transformation. It should also be centrally a critical element of those conversations. It is a crisis.
The unemployment, particularly that of the young people, is real, is deep, it's dangerous, it's daunting, it's diverse. It's a time bomb on which we are sitting. But the key thing is that many of the interventions and the programs do not translate into transformative action.
Unemployment results from a combination of different causes. Some of them include population growth faster than economic growth, insufficient aggregate demand causing firms contraction. I do not think we collectively embarked on a very deliberate and sustained effort to diversify and restructure our economy post-94. We remain a heavily financialized and energy-intensive extractive economy that is extremely concentrated. And that's probably the reality that we've got to deal with. I think this is only now that the state is feeling the pinch of reduced revenue, that growth is being lifted up as a priority. If you look at the totality of what we've been doing as government, I do not get a sense that we've prioritized growth and inclusive growth in particular, because growth should be a priority. The extent of trust between business, government, expressed, for example, through local growth coalitions, are key to unlocking investment growth. I sometimes get a distinct feeling that the state is in competition with the private sector, rather than working in a symbiotic way in the interest of the economy.
Yes, education and skills development is crucial. Quality education, which has become a commodity in South Africa, that has to be addressed to improve the quality of life.
I'm glad that you're also saying the same thing, that education is not the only solution. In fact, statistics suggest that by 2030, we'll have a greater number of graduates, undergrads, but with less jobs.
The fact that we have such dismal education outcome is a problem, generally. And I would argue that I think if there's anything that we can do over the next 10 years, it has to be fixing our education and training system.
If you were to work with unemployed graduates, train young people to provide better early childhood development in our country, you can create massive amount of jobs through civil society.
And said something about firms, and I agree with you that that's the future.
Reigniting economic growth and the growth of firms are key to the reduction of youth unemployment. I agree, all of us would agree, metros are the engines for growth.
Cities and metros are crucial centers that can make a major contribution towards access to livelihoods.
Do we have the leadership to get us out of the youth unemployment crisis?
We treat young people as recipients of leadership, and therefore as recipients of research, recipients of, instead of them being active participants in processes. Because until such time that we change the narrative, that they become the center of attention for these things, we won't change anything.
In all our corners, we need to be mobilizing for authentic and accountable leadership. And we cannot allow, as a country, a small group of powerful individuals to continue to condemn the country to economic ruin.
We have a comprehensive, broad brush picture of what the crisis is about and some of the tentative answers to dealing with the crisis.
Not as the government, not as business, but to say all of us jointly must join hands to try find solutions, we're going nowhere. Hope is not enough. Action is required for us to get somewhere.